What's up guys, thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I am telling about for this coin. 2 new pence, 1971 United Kingdom. The 2 new pence coin, 1971. United Kingdom, a complete historical account introduction. A coin of change, the 2 new pence coin, first issued in 1971, is not just a small piece of metal used in transactions, it's a symbol of a radical transformation in British monetary history. This modest coin marked the beginning of the decimal era in the United Kingdom and reflects the nation's transition into modernity in economic, political, and social dimensions. In this comprehensive history, we explore the story of the 2 new pence coin from the events that prompted its birth to its intricate design, widespread circulation, and enduring legacy. Pre-decimal currency in Britain before 1971. The British currency system was complex and based on ancient Roman traditions. £1 equals 20 shillings, S1 shilling equals 12 pence, D therefore, £1 equals 240 pence. This duodecimal system with its multiple base values was intricate and often confusing, particularly in global trade, accounting, and education. Other countries, especially in Europe and the Commonwealth, had already begun to adopt simpler, decimal-based systems, where 1 unit of currency equaled 100 subunits. By the mid-20th century, pressure was mounting for the UK to follow suit. Decimalization had been debated as early as the 1820s, but it wasn't until the Decimal Currency Act of 1969 that plans were finalized. Decimalization and the birth of the 2 new pence. On the 15th of February 1971, commonly known as Decimal Day, the United Kingdom officially shifted to a decimal currency system. This major reform replaced the traditional pound-shilling-pence structure with £1 equals 100 new pence. As part of this reform, the 2 new pence coin was introduced, alongside other new denominations such as the p, 1p, and 5p. The goal was to simplify transactions, encourage consistency in pricing, and modernize the UK's financial infrastructure. The 2p coin became a key middle-value coin, offering a practical alternative to the 1p in pricing everyday goods. Physical specifications and design. The 2 new pence coin issued in 1971 had the following specifications. Composition: bronze, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, 0.5% tin diameter, 25.91 millimeters weight, 7.12 grams thickness, 1.85 millimeters. Edge, plain, no milling. Obverse. Design: front portrait, Queen Elizabeth II. Facing right, designer, Arnold Mochan, a prominent British sculptor, Elizabeth II DG, Reg. FD, 1971. This Latin inscription translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Mochan's elegant profile of the Queen was used on all UK coinage from 1968 until 1984. Designer, Christopher Ironside. Design: a badge consisting of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, Ich dir in German for I serve new pence. Above, and the number 2 below, this emblem is the badge of the Prince of Wales, a centuries-old symbol associated with the heir to the British throne. The feathers are encircled by a coronet of crosses and fleur-de-lis. New pence versus 2 pence. One interesting historical detail lies in the inscription, new pence. This wording was chosen to differentiate the new decimal coins from the old pre-decimal ones. From 1971 to 1981, the 2p coin bore the new pence label. By 1982, the word new was dropped, and the inscription became simply de pence, reflecting that decimalization was now widely accepted and understood. This change also created a rare and collectible anomaly in 1983. When a small number of 2p coins were mistakenly minted with the old new pence wording, making them particularly valuable to collectors. Today, the minting and circulation. Initial mintage. In 1971, the 2p coin had a massive initial mintage in 1971. Due to high demand as the public adapted to the new system, over 1.4 billion coins were struck that year. These coins were distributed to post offices and banks ahead of Decimal Day, included in special decimalization education kits used in television campaigns to promote public understanding, use in everyday life. The 2p coin quickly became a staple in British commerce. It was frequently used in vending machines, parking meters, and as change in everyday transactions. Prices for small goods were often rounded to amounts like 2p or 4p, making the coin both practical and widely circulated. Cultural and economic impact. Modernization of the British economy. Decimalization and the 2p coin's introduction was more than a numerical change. It represented Britain's embrace of economic rationality, global trade norms, standardized accounting. It allowed Britain to integrate more easily into European markets, especially during the years leading up to its entry into the European Economic Community (EEC) in 1973. Social impact. The shift was also a psychological adjustment. The 2p coin helped ease the transition for older generations familiar with the old system. It became a bridge coin. Its value, simple enough for children, yet practical enough for adults, Decimal coins, including the 2p, also featured in educational materials and classroom arithmetic, helping children learn a streamlined monetary system. Design symbolism. The Prince of Wales badge, the reverse design of the 2p coin, is rich in symbolism. The Prince of Wales feathers have long been associated with the heir to the British throne, dating back to the 14th century and Edward Black Prince. The badge includes 3 ostrich feathers symbolizing peace and chivalry, a coronet denoting royalty. The motto "Ichdearn, I serve." This design was likely selected to promote national identity, continuity, and monarchy, even during a time of significant economic and political change. The evolution of the 2p coin material changed 1992 due to the rising cost of copper in the late 20th century. The Royal Mint altered the metal composition of the 2p coin in 1992 to copper-plated steel. This change made the coin magnetic, unlike the original 1971 coin, which is not magnetic. Today, this is a simple way to identify early 2p coins. Design continuity and changes. Although the design remained largely consistent, changes were made over time. In 1985, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was updated by Raphael Makloff in 1998. A third portrait by Ian Rank Broadley was introduced in 2008. A new reverse design featuring a segment of the Royal Shield by Matthew Dent replaced the Prince of Wales badge. The original 1971 design, however, remains a classic and nostalgic image for many Britons. IX collecting and value. Rarity and collector's interest. The 1971 2p coin is not considered rare due to its high mint. Most examples in circulation are worth only face value. However, uncirculated or proof specimens can be worth £1, £5 or more. Coins from decimal proof sets struck to a higher standard are more desirable. Error coins, such as the 1983 New Pence variant, can be worth hundreds of pounds. How to identify a 1971 2p coin year? 1971. Only this year has New Pence and Machen's portrait for the first issue. Non-magnetic, due to bronze content, plain edge, and distinctive reddish tone from copper. Legacy of the 2 New Pence coin. The 2 New Pence coin represents more than a piece of metal. It embodies a historic transformation of British life. The end of centuries of tradition and currency, the embrace of a more rational, global-facing economy, a symbol of national identity and monarchy amid change. It became a familiar object in every purse and pocket, part of the background of daily life. For many, the New Pence design evokes a period of national transition when Britain both preserved its heritage and moved forward with innovation. Conclusion: a coin worth remembering. While the 1971 New Pence coin may not fetch a fortune, its historical and cultural value is substantial. It stands as a monument to Britain's decimalization journey, a reflection of the monarchy, and a tool of everyday life. Its symbolic weight far outweighs its face value. Whether in a collector's case or a dusty drawer, the 1971 2p coin is a silent witness to a nation's transformation. Through it, we remember a time when Britain modernized its currency, redefined its economic identity, and prepared for the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. The shift was also a psychological adjustment. The 2p coin helped ease the transition for older generations familiar with the old system. It became a bridge coin. Its value, simple enough for children, yet practical enough for adults. Decimal coins, including the 2p, also featured in educational materials and classroom arithmetic, helping children learn a streamlined monetary system. Design symbolism. The Prince of Wales, he's a centuries-old symbol associated with the heir to the British throne. The feathers are encircled by a coronet of crosses and fleur-de-lis. New Pence versus 2 pence. One interesting historical detail lies in the inscription, New Pence. This wording was chosen to differentiate the new decimal coins from the old pre-decimal ones. From 1971 to 1981,